piece of advice I maintain for all my mentees when it comes to the CAT exam is that the best time for preparation is the month of May. And since we're just about 1 month away from that, I thought we would sit down and discuss the specifics of that preparation. But before that, let me introduce myself. Hi everyone, my name is Priya Chatterjee Ray and I graduated from the Indian Institute of Management Ahmedabad, or IIM-Ahmedabad, in 2023. Now, there are two ways in which you can prepare for the CAT examination. One is you decide to go the self-preparation route where you do all of the learning, the practice, the mocks by yourself. And the second is when you join an MBA coaching institute and take classes and take their sort of guidance to achieve this dream of yours, which is to crack the CAT exam and get into the B school of your dreams. Now in this video, I will give you a definitive ranking of the best MBA coaching institutes according to a survey that I conducted with my own batchmates and juniors from IIM-Ahmedabad. So in this video, we'll discuss whatever the top 5 or 6 best places are for you to take formal coaching when it comes to preparation for the CAT exam. But before we do that, let me get some questions out of the way. Firstly, this video is not sponsored at all. No coaching institute is paying me any money to tell you that their coaching institute is the best. All the results of this particular video are completely based on data that I have collected by asking my batchmates and my juniors questions about their preparation journey. Second, I am not in favor of any coaching institute or against any coaching institute. In fact, the coaching institute that I personally went to has not ranked very high in this list at all. I'm also not forcing you or suggesting to you that you should go and join coaching to clear the CAT exam, because it's not something you specifically need to do to be able to crack the exam. The third question is about whether or not I personally took coaching, and as I mentioned, I did take coaching. In fact, I joined an MBA coaching institute in my first year itself because they offered me a 95% discount on the entire tuition fee. So I thought that it was a good deal and I joined them, and good for them. It was a good business move on their part because they're still using my name and my face for branding to this date. And finally, a lot of you asked me for my personal opinion and my personal advice when it comes to deciding whether or not you need to take coaching. I have some personal opinions about this, but I will save that for the end of this video. So if you want to know my personal take on this, you can watch till the end of the video to find out. But for the rest of the video, we will first discuss with general opinions and an aggregate of opinions from around 400 plus IIM-Ahmedabad graduates. I basically sent out a survey to my batchmates about 2 weeks ago and to my juniors as well, where I asked them questions about their manner of preparation, the coaching institutes they went to, their rating of the same, their experience, the mocks they took, and any other resources they used to prepare for the exam. There were about 800 students on that group, and I've received over 400 responses to my survey. So I will be sharing advice basis the results of that survey in this video. Now, that said, let's discuss the question of whether or not you need to take coaching. So the CAT exam is an aptitude test, which means that you either have the aptitude for the exam and you're prepared from the first day for it, or you have to build it. And in both these cases, you need to be aware of the concepts that are a part of the syllabus for the CAT exam, which I've shared in last week's video. And you need to practice to brush up on these concepts so that you're able to solve the kind of questions that come in the paper. Now, both of these are available in the market at a price and also available on the internet for free. Now, I will share an entire Excel sheet with you, which will have all these free resources for you so that you can do your entire CAT preparation without spending a single rupee. But whether or not you use that to prepare, or whether or not you go in and pay a certain amount of money to take coaching, is something that depends on you and the kind of person you are. So let's discuss how you decide whether or not you need coaching. Like I said, it depends on the kind of person you are. So I personally feel that you can be of two types. The first kind of person that you can be is that you have a tremendous amount of self-discipline and you can cover your syllabus on your own, in your own flexible manner with no external support or external policing. And the second are those people who are bright but need to have a more regimented approach to learning. For example, you need someone to tell you that this are the targets that you need to achieve, this is the time frame in which you have to do it, and this is how you can achieve it. You need some external support to inculcate the idea of discipline in you. And that's where coaching institutes come in, right? Because they give you a specific schedule, say of 6 months, where the days in which you have to come in, the hours that you have to dedicate, the subjects that you have to study, everything is set, and all you have to do is turn up and attend them or do what you are asked to do. I personally am the sort of person who needs this sort of regimented approach, because if I'm left on my own to prepare for something, I tend to procrastinate a lot, which is why I was a person who needed coaching right from the beginning. For example, in my entire life, right from I think class 1 or 2, I've always taken tuition classes, because this discipline and this regimented approach is something that helps me attain the best of my ability. Now, again, is this discipline building available only through coaching? No, I had shared a target specific 75-day plan with you last year as well, which a lot of students follow to be able to finish all of the subjects and the concepts that they needed to do before the CAT exam. And I'll be sharing things like that this year as well. Of course, we'll start from the month of May so that we have more time to cover all concepts. But whether or not you will be able to stick to it is something that depends on your accountability, because I will not come on Telegram or on YouTube every day to ask you if you're doing it. Whereas in a coaching institute, you will have to attend the classes because you've made a monetary investment in it. And a lot of coaching classes I know actually call you if you're absent for more than 2 weeks at a stretch. So there is that accountability that is built in. Of course, coaching has other benefits like access to teachers who clear your concepts, who answer your doubts, who give explanations, who give personalized feedbacks. And that is something that is not possible through online free resources that I'll be able to share with you. But these online resources don't create a sort of financial or a time burden on you, right? They allow for individual learning where you can have access to a plethora of teachers depending on whose teaching style you prefer, and you're not just restricted to the teachers that are in that coaching institute. So yet again, you need to sit and decide what your level of understanding is, what your level of discipline is, and you first need to make the decision of whether or not you want to take coaching in the first place. Having done that, you can then come and watch this video to help you decide what the best coaching institute out there is. Now let's come to the definitive ranking that emerged from the survey I conducted and more details that I got from the same. Firstly, more than 60% of IIM-Ahmedabad students had taken coaching in some form or the other for their CAT preparation. The institutes that they joined were institutes like
Time, IMS, Career Launcher, 2IIM and Unacademy.
And the rankings that they got were the same. So in first position was Time with the highest number of students joining and the highest ratings. Second was IMS with a large number of students and a decreased rating. Career Launcher had far more students who had joined, but the ratings for them weren't the same. So when I took a weighted average, they came third.
In fourth place was 2IIM.
And they didn't have as many students joining them as they had an average of rankings. And finally, we have Unacademy, which was an online coaching institute, at least in my batch, where the number of students joining them and more or less the average ratings that they got were the lowest. Now, one thing to say about all of this is that even after averaging out the top ranks and the ratings that each of these institutes got, the average rating of the coaching experience as a whole was still an 8 out of 10. So it can be the conclusion that we can arrive at is more than 60% of students rated taking coaching as an 8 on 10 experience. So it is actually something that you can consider for your preparation journey. Now let's talk about mocks. In terms of mocks, 100% of the answers to my survey showed that the students had taken mocks in some form or the other. And the maximum number of mocks that were subscribed to, or the maximum number of people subscribed to the mocks by Time Institute, but the best mocks or the best rated mocks in terms of their closeness to CAT level was the IIMS mock. Now, I can tell you why this happens because I had personally taken both of these mock tests myself. I personally thought that the Time Institute's mocks were at a higher level of difficulty than the actual CAT exam, whereas the IMS mocks were at the same level of difficulty as CAT exam. However, if whispers in the corridor are to be believed, this year's CAT exam, the CAT 2023 papers, level of difficulty had actually gone up, and they were much closer to the IMS level of difficulty than the Time Institute's level of difficulty when it comes to mocks. But whether or not this is a trend that is going to continue is not something that we can judge without this year's paper actually taking place. So make of that what you will. So I've given you a sort of definitive ranking of the top 5 best MBA coaching institutes, right? But before you decide to go with any of these coaching institutes, make sure that you check for the following. First, calculate the ROI of each coaching institute. So for this, take a piece of paper, take an Excel sheet, whatever. Figure out how much are you paying that coaching institute and what you are getting in return. Now, in return, it includes things like number of classes, whether physical or virtual, materials, so hard copy or soft copy, number of practice tests, number of mocks, how many months or how many years is your course valid for, and all of that sort of add-on benefits that you get. Do they also offer GDPI services at the end of your CAT exam? Do they allow you preparation for OMETs, which are other management entrance tests? Make sure you get all of their deliverables on a piece of paper and then compare across the 5 different coachings to see which one best suits you in terms of ROI. Second, take a couple of demo classes at all of these coaching institutes to understand their way of teaching, and try to spread out your understanding across different teachers' demo classes so that you can see if you actually vibe with this coaching or not. For example, the initial coaching institute that I had joined, I really enjoyed their logic and English lessons, but I don't think I learned much from their quant lessons at all, which is why I had to look at other resources to be able to prepare for the CAT exam. So make sure that you have taken some sort of demo from all of the faculty members that are there so that you know that you are best suited for this institute or not. Now, the third thing you have to do is reach out to your seniors who have taken coaching from these different MBA institutes and learn about their experiences. Now, I understand that not everyone has access to or can speak to seniors about this, and I have a solution for that problem as well. And this was a solution that was curated by my senior from Ahmedabad, Shweta. So what she had done with her community of aspirants is that she shared a survey form that over 1,000 aspirants filled this year to discuss the different coaching institutes. So they've covered everything from how much it cost, whether they went offline or online, what were the pros and cons of each of the coaching institutes. And she's compiled all of this in a PDF format, which I have linked in the description box below. So if you don't have seniors to reach out to and you need some more real life examples of or specifics about the different coaching institutes, for example, if you want to know if, say, the Time Institute in your specific city is good or not, you can refer to this PDF, and hopefully everyone will find some responses that help them in that PDF itself. She has done her best to clean all the false paid for, etc. feedback on the form, but I would still advise you to maintain some caution when you're going through it. Stay away from the very extreme feedbacks, be it positive or negative. Try to stick to the ones that give a balanced opinion about, and pluses and minuses basically, about each of the coaching institutes, and then make your decision. Of course, you can also join my Telegram community, which is linked in the description box below, because over there as well we discuss the different aspects of CAT preparation, coaching industry, etc. And maybe we can help you figure out if the specific coaching institute that you are thinking of joining is a good choice or not. Phew, I spoke so much I feel like I'm out of breath, but let's go back to the survey I conducted. Over there, about 40% of the students, of the surveyors, had mentioned that they hadn't taken any MBA coaching, but even those who had, so out of all of them, about 50% of the respondents had used extra resources such as YouTube concept videos or CAT prep books like Arun Sharma, R.S. Agarwal, etc. But 100% of them had made use of the previous year's papers. Now, I will be also leaving a link to Oswal Books' series of past year's papers. I think there's 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, even 25 years. And these are basically past year's papers in a solved format that you can use for your own preparation. And this video is not sponsored by them at all, but I've personally taken a look at the papers, and the solutions they give usually have some really good tips and tricks that you can use in your own preparation. So if you are buying any previous year papers, they are the book that I would suggest for you. Again, not sponsored, but if you want me to do a review of the books live for you, I'll be happy to do it. Just let me know in the comments below. Finally, coming to the secret advice or my personal advice in all of this, and whether or not you need to take coaching, which coaching you should go for, etc., etc. The only thing that I would like to share with you is that if you do decide to go for coaching at the end of this, do choose to go to a coaching that gives you the offline experience. I personally believe that the understanding and the discipline that you get from sitting in a classroom where you're not allowed to touch your phone at every 5-minute interval, where you cannot pause or speed up the class, where you have to try to follow along, where you have to try to understand because the teacher is standing right in front of you, I think that is an invaluable experience and is the highest ROI you can get. So if you are deciding to take coaching, please try to do it in an offline manner. And if you, at the end of the day, do decide to go online, I think you'd be better off just using free resources instead of investing into an online experience, which you're just going to treat as a Netflix show. Because I did this myself, right? And I didn't just do it during my CAT preparation. Even after I had joined IIMA, we had a couple of preparatory classes that we had to do. And I just watched through the lectures at 2x speed instead of concentrating and trying to grasp the different concepts. So I do think that we have a tendency to just watch it like a Netflix show. So that's the advice I had to share. If at the end of this video you do decide to take coaching, make sure you take it offline, or otherwise just use the free resources. You're better off saving that money. I think that covers everything that I had to share in this particular video. The next videos on the channel will be the month-by-month preparation strategy with or without coaching, depending on what you decide to do, and a self-preparation guide, which will give you all the targets and the resources that you need for your preparation, including free concept videos, practice papers, and all of the stuff that you can just find on the internet instead of having to spend a single rupee. I think those are the next 2 videos coming up. If there is something specific you want to see on my channel, please make sure to let me know in the comments below, and I'd be happy to oblige. Till then, like, share, subscribe, and yeah, I think that covers everything. Happy studying.